Yo, what's going on, peeps? Hope you're all doing well and safe and staying sane during this situation. First of all, excuse the hair, but as you know, we can't get the barbers, so I am debating whether to shave it off, maybe attempt to cut my own hair. You can let me know in the comments if I should, although ultimately it is my decision. However, today we're going to do a dumbbell only back and biceps home workout. So in a second, I'm going to switch the camera around into my back garden where I will show you the full routine. As per usual, give the video a thumbs up if you enjoy it, and don't forget to subscribe to this amazing channel. Let's go.
That's in the toilet. How's it going? Alright? Hanging in there?
Okay, so first of all, I want to point out that like most home workouts, this home workout with dumbbells, you want to be taking every set you do of each exercise to near failure. So that means I would recommend doing anywhere between 10 to 15 reps. So it's quite high volume, and 3 sets of each exercise. And from the desired rep range, anywhere between 10 to 15 reps, I would pick a weight that means by the time you get close to your desired rep range, you shouldn't really be able to do any more reps. Right, so the first exercise is a 1-arm dumbbell row for the back, and this is one position you can be in where your 2 feet are in line with each other, planted at the back. And this is quite favourable because you're in quite a sturdy, stable position. One arm that's not doing the exercise itself needs to be resting on something firm that won't wobble too much, like this chair here. But, it could be a shelf, something like that. And in a minute, I'm going to show you the other stance that you can be in and explain how you should perform the movement itself. So, as you can see, switching stance, this is the other one you can do with one leg behind the other. So you want to have a slight arch in your lower back and keep your neck in line with the spine the whole time. This is going to help to contract your lats, and basically at the start of the movement here, it's like you're trying to pull the dumbbell back towards the back leg. But as you're pulling back, you're then keeping the elbow in close to your body and squeezing at the top of the movement. So you're trying to pull it back towards the hip. So just so you can see, now we're onto the right side. Again, obviously exactly the same, just a different side, but all about those angles, so I thought I'd give you another view. Probably see it a bit better here actually. So you want to aim as if you're stretching the lat there, and again at the start of the movement you aim to pull the dumbbell back towards your knee, but then so you're pulling it back and then squeeze, pull the elbow up and close in to the rib cage, and as if you're trying to hit your hip with that elbow. Okay, and at the top of the movement, so when you're actually contracting, now squeeze. So you want to squeeze that muscle at the top and slowly stretch it down. Right, so this next exercise is a dumbbell pullover, and this is one of the best exercises to isolate the lats, because all you're literally using are your lats and maybe a little bit of core. So if you can, use a bench, but if not, you can elevate your body off the ground with something like a chair. As long as your shoulder blades, your lower back are on the chair, then that's the main portion of the body that should help you to stabilize during the exercise. If you were to do this on the floor, it's going to be a little bit difficult, because this bit now where you stretch the dumbbell over your head, you're not going to be able to fully stretch the lats because the dumbbell's just going to hit the floor. So key points are: keep the elbows slightly bent in a fixed position. Basically, hold the dumbbell whichever way is comfortable for you. You could hold it on either side of the ends. I like to hold it with my thumbs around the handle and my fingers on the plates. Stretch the lats right back and bring the bar to the sternum bit of your chest. And you want to lengthen, stretch, and squeeze when you get to the top of the movement. Right, so next exercise is a bent over dumbbell row, but it's a bit of a hybrid between a bent over dumbbell row and a T-bar row. Okay, because what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to do a bit of a wider pull. So I'm targeting the upper back, the rhomboids, traps, bit of posterior delt as well. Okay, so through the whole workout, the aim is we're trying to hit all areas of the back and biceps, or as much as we can do using dumbbells. So position, slight bend in your knees, feet about hip width apart, keep a slight arch in your lower back again, and neck in line with the spine. When you bring the dumbbells together, you don't want them clanging together because that's going to take tension away. So bring the dumbbells down, bring your arms in, but don't let the dumbbells touch. And when you pull up, you're trying to like pull the elbows up, but you're trying to open them out as well. So like you're opening a fridge door, squeeze at the top and slowly lower back down. So the last exercise for the back is seated T-raises. And to start off the movement, shift your hips back, keep a slight bend in your knees, and then you want to lower your torso down so your chest is near enough resting on your thighs. I prefer to have the dumbbells starting off behind the ankles or behind the shins, as you can see there. To start off the movement, you want to turn your palms inwards, have the dumbbells together, and then lift up to shoulder height. You can have the arms fully straight, or as you can see, I've got a slight bend in my elbows. It's up to you. Not too bent, just either straight or slight bend in the elbows. Try not to let the dumbbells touch though. At the start of the exercise or the start of the set, it's fine before you do your first rep, but after that, you're taking tension away if you're letting the dumbbells touch each other. So when you squeeze, you want to squeeze the movement at the top. So this is the top of the movement where you squeeze, and hold at the top of the movement for a few seconds if you can, and slowly lower them back down. That's going to make it a lot more effective. It's going to make you tire more, which is kind of what you want when you haven't got that much variety when you're working from home, as we all are at the minute.
Going to change the world in lots of ways, but then ironically, at the same time, see, the thing about democracies is that in order to get things done in a democracy, you need to persuade people of your point of view.
Okay, so if you haven't got a bench, you can't set it on an incline, don't worry, I'm here to save you. Do this, put a cushion down, and that is going to set your back in a slight incline position. So have that cushion, or it could be a ball, resting on the lower portion of your back. Obviously sit down as you would do usually. Remember, because it's about targeting your muscles at different angles, so all we're doing here, it's like having your bench on a slight incline, doing seated bicep curls. Try and have the elbows slightly forward. That's going to help keep tension on the bicep. When you lower the dumbbells down, you don't want to lock your elbows out. Okay, just lower them down, but don't lock the arms, because that will take tension off the bicep, and that is not what we want if we're trying to grow them. So lower them down, but don't lock them out, and squeeze at the very top. Squeeze with all your might. Remember, as per usual, you're shortening and lengthening the muscle. That's how you're going to grow your muscles. Okay, keep the core engaged, glutes engaged through the whole movement. And again, do this anywhere between 10 to 15 reps, 3 sets. Okay, the next bicep exercise is an absolute Arnold Schwarzenegger classic, which is the concentration curl, and it is old but it's gold, because this is really isolating the bicep. There's no sort of back muscles being used in this. However, it might be a little bit strenuous on the lower back if you're going to do this from standing up, bending over. So I like to do it seated. Basic positioning: shift your hips back, lean your torso forward, keep the other arm resting on that thigh, and then the side that you're working, lifting the dumbbell, keep the back of the arm or the tricep that's being worked resting on the inside of the thigh. That'll act as like a pad, so you can't swing your arms back and forth. And then the same principles apply. Lower the dumbbell down, lengthen the bicep. Try not to lock the arm. Try not to let the dumbbell hit your foot or touch the floor. That's going to take tension off the movement again. Squeeze at the top. If you need to lean back slightly to really get the full contraction at the top of the movement, that's fine as well. So the main thing here is just the positioning of the arm, and making sure that the whole eccentric and concentric part of the movement is fine. But the actual position of your body when you sit down, you don't have to worry about that too much, because it's whatever's most comfortable for you, really. Then this is obviously the other side, give you a different angle. And yeah, but I can't promise you you're going to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger after doing these, unless you take a shitload of tren and anabolics, then possibly. But anyway, but they will be a good bicep exercise. So the last exercise is going to be standing, alternating bicep curls. So these can be made slightly harder, as you can see, with a slight grip variation. So you're in the hammer curl grip there, but then at the top you're in the underhand grip. So you're twisting your wrists at the top of the movement and at the bottom of the movement. So when you lower, you're in the hammer position. When you squeeze up, you're in the underhand position. Okay, so when you come to the top of the movement, it's like at the top you're going to twist your palm outwards, and then when you come down, you're twisting your palm inwards. So we're looking at the arm that's closest to the camera. Okay, so when you come down, you're twisting your palm inwards. When you come up, you're twisting your palm outwards. Inwards at the bottom, we're going to come up. Okay, and again, through the movement, you're not swinging your elbows back and forth. Okay, you're trying to keep your elbows kind of still. The only time your elbows should be moving slightly is at the top of the movement now, when they lift and come forward slightly. That's the only time. Okay, you're not jerking your body back and forwards. You're not using your hips to help lift the weight. If you are, then you need to lower the weight slightly. Your elbows should be close in. When you come down to the bottom, or to the bottom, sorry, you need to pronounce with T's, then this time I am going to allow locking the elbows slightly, only because you're fully lengthening the bicep at the bottom when you're twisting your palm inwards. And at the top, when you're twisting your arm outwards, you're fully shortening that muscle.
Right guys, that is the end of the video. I do hope you enjoyed it and found it useful. If you did, give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to my channel. And I am planning to do more of these dumbbell home workout series now during this situation, this time we're in. But let's look on the positive sides, try and find solutions to things. Stay safe, look after your family and friends, and I will see you soon.